This is Deb Helfrich, hashtag RedheadedSheHulk. I'm also the founder, hashtag Wellbeing Philosophy. All right, get all my gear going. It is a frigid Saturday, the last in May, in an undisclosed location because I've been mobile homing for 6 weeks. Look, the reason my life ended up where it did, all perfectly explainable, all entirely civilizational based. If at any point I could have done something differently, I would have. And that's the case for all of us. People aren't choosing to be homeless. People aren't choosing to be unemployed. The systems and the structures of civilization are insanity. And if we want a better world, we can't keep using the insane thinking that brought us to this point of literally self-extincting our species in 30 years. There is a philosophically valid argument, and it scares me, that all we're doing is continuing being human consumings, going about our individual siloed business instead of uniting as one species. That's what my work is all about, bringing life-centric thinking to the entire globe. Look, as far as I can tell, there's only 2 things every human requires every day. Water, I got a business for that. And thinking. Every day you're alive, you're going to be thinking. And if you're thinking in poison, polluted ways, if you're thinking under the strictures of plantation capitalism, your life is a combat. It is a survival of the fittest. It is a dog eat dog, the whole. But that's not the case. I have discovered a whole entirely new way to talk about evolution. It's evolutionary logic. I'm a philosopher. And the thing is, the story is so coherent. The story is so incredibly, astoundingly life-affirming that I have taken every risk necessary to focus on making sure I've got all my premises in a row, and I have. So, here's the deal. I am seeking seed funding to launch an enter-cation empire that will impact the future of humanity. To do so, I need to put on my oxygen mask right now. What I want to do is create a project where create a web series, Fittest 52-year-old, and we send me to Jamaica and other islands. Definitely Grenada is also in there. I got a great place in Grenada that is all about ancestral well-being strategies and healing the earth to heal ourselves. So no, definitely one stop, but we'll start in Jamaica. Learning to use mental fitness to create physical fitness is really entirely on brand with what your avatar is interested in. So let's send Deb to create the first anti-racist diet series. I need to finish my body evolution, having lost 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50. It's time to get the rest of this off. I haven't because, I've spent this entire pandemic hustling my butt off, trying to find a producer, an investor. And I'm at the point where I'm going to have to say this is a how can we situation. I've exhausted every option. And living in my car has exhausted me. It has taken my health away. Take anyone's health away. How do we expect anyone to get back from this? How do we expect? None of us can comprehend what, the Grand Canyon, once you're off of plantation capitalism thinking methodologies, you can't go back in. Even if it happened and you weren't aware of it, it's like that life is insane, but it doesn't have to be. And I have a lot of ways to fix it. That's what the enter-cation empire is all about. It's talking about a new story, thinking about how we think about being human. That's what well-being philosophy is all about. And there are so many collaborators, so many people I can work with. I know there's a risk involved. Well, I can't just give this homeless woman hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, of course you can. Especially in my model, because essentially I just need walking around Kingston money. I'm basically want, to create a framework and a project, you as executive producer, Jill and Paul, pay people in the Caribbean to help me talk about what I'm doing, get physically fit as I talk about mental fitness, as I talk about how we're all African ancestrally, and that if we don't get skin correct, how are we going to solve global warming? If we don't unite as one species, how are we going to stop the onslaught of oil and gas in all of the developing nations when we know that that is death? It's certain death. Well, we can't say, well, we had all of this luxury, you guys don't get it. No, there's better ways. Why is electricity not wireless, for instance? I know we can make that happen. If we can make internet access happen invisibly, we can certainly make electricity. The single biggest challenge to being homeless is not having anywhere to plug in the devices. So you get to work, in my case, basically an hour a day. That's no good. So I thought this is going to be a synopsis, and it's turning out to be another stellar example of my neurocomplexity. See, how I got into this position was everything in my life, but the big, main, crucial medical situation is a toxic mold exposure, which, being a really smart person, I used all of the cutting edge science to figure out how to rewire my brain around the mold. Took my linear administrivia, follow the illogical rules of plantation capitalism brain. And now I'm just living in creativity mode all the time. Artistic flow, trance. It is incredible that I'm certain I'm a little redheaded girl who's grown up to be able to give Sigmund Freud vagina envy. I have a better definition of subconscious. I have a better definition of brainwave activity. I have a better definition of ancestral wisdom relating to all of these seemingly current concepts. We always knew the power of trance. What do we think all of the rituals of dance around the campfire at night were about? With plants, without plants, dance is, music is, spoken word is, putting humans at that pinnacle of survival, being alive. That's what homelessness has given me. I mean, I should be complaining and everything, but this has brought me 6 weeks of really, you can't thought experiment truly into this state. But focusing on nothing but survival, hunting and gathering, in my case, mostly for electricity. There's plenty of food around, right? But it's the electricity that's, as I said, doing my head in. The capacity to work, to change my state, is completely constrained. I'm asking for Brunson Holdings to finance a 6-month journey for me in the Caribbean, to watch me lose weight, to watch me take all of this hyperkinetic brain activity and then train back more to conversation, because I'm going to teach the globe about Socratic dialogues through my own Socratic monologuing. I'm going to create a sister act to comedy clubs, stand-up philosophy clubs. Again, started in the Caribbean. How many resorts are there? How many and really talk about saving human lives, talk about evolving our civilization. So it's, again, not making fun of people. I would have died in the coffee clubs, although ultimately I'm looking forward to giving it a shot, getting all the jokey jokes together. And I work more for light bulbs than for laughter. But you got to relieve the tension every now and again, because it's no joke about self-extincting really quickly. And I care about the future your boys will get to experience. I care about the future that our entire population of youth get to experience. I want people to go through what I went through. I don't want us to keep polluting our terrain in over 10 minutes. You get it. Fittest 52-year-old goes to the Caribbean, anti-racist diet web series that will become my audition for my Netflix streaming deal, which is how I'll repay the investment. And we can probably sell this to Harpo. It'll be somewhere. There's a bunch of health and fitness and experts. I don't consume that stuff. It's all just selling product. All right, that's what I stand for, is sharing knowledge without selling product. Although the knowledge itself, sharing the knowledge is a product. Knowledge shared a product. Just this is a skill I have of just sort of playing and finding the overlap in our two little empires. So I rambled on a bit. Can't fix the world in 1,250 characters. I mean, I've tried. I've done portions of it, but gotta improve adult attention spans. Improving adult attention spans is the foundation of the mental fitness aspect of well-being philosophy, which is, and I got the data, it's in the pitch deck. If you haven't seen it, it's on Canva. There's a Canva link. Global Wellness Summit, the leading think tank of health and wellness, says that mental fitness is a $121 billion industry. That's our playing field. Help me get started. Help me get well enough to launch all this stuff with the brain that I have that ran payroll software for 20 years. I just need to stop feeling so pressured to do illogical things to make money, in heinous things, racist things, judgmental things. The whole framework of our economic system can be improved with evolutionary logic and life-centric thinking. Give me a shot to do that. Harmony.